Right now, the Mining Indaba concluded last week in Cape Town International Convention Centre, and it was said to be a great success with over 6,000 dignitaries and guests attending. Mineral Resources Minister Mosebenzi Zwane opened the conference by welcoming signs that the industry is entering a new spring, noting the successful recovery of commodity prices during at the end of 2016. Now, from investment growth, amendments to the mining bill, job losses and safety, there was certainly a lot to be discussed. Joining us now from our Pretoria studios is the Department of Mineral Resources Director General, David Msiza. Mr. Msiza, very good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning to you and also good morning to the viewers.
Now, following several important discussions at the Mining Indaba, were you pleased with the key focus areas and the outcomes of this year's gathering?
Yes, once again on behalf of our Minister Zwane, we would like to commend the successful hosting of this year's Mining Indaba. As you indicated, it has been significantly attended mainly by investors. We were informed that the number of investors who came through increased by about 65%. The number of mining companies went up by 50%. I think for us it's encouraging. It really shows that South Africa is still a key investment destination, especially our mining sector, including Africa. So we're really happy. There were dignitaries who came through, as you also indicated, from Africa, from Europe, from Asia, including Japan and other parts of the world as well. Our minister had entered into certain agreements on behalf of our country on the mining and the mineral space as well.
Now, one of the key discussions that was highlighted is a sense of distrust between the mining companies and government. Can you elaborate on this, and how do we improve this relationship so as to boost economic growth in the country?
Minister has clearly indicated during his speech that the departments and his door is always open for engagement. In fact, Minister has been having extensive engagement with stakeholders, including one of our key stakeholders, the Chamber of Mines, to engage on the issues of interest and the issues of concern that the sector might have. One of the issues that we've been engaging with the Chamber of Mines is the matter of the mining charter, which is currently being reviewed. There has been extensive engagements. In fact, we've engaged about 60 stakeholders on the mining charter. The mining charter is basically a tool that we as government use for transforming the sector. I think it's very key that we also hear all the views, including the Chamber of Mines. I think for us to resolve the issues that are being put before us, communication is key, and hence Minister has been engaging with the stakeholders. We're continuously engaging with them to find a way of resolving some of the challenges that we've been facing.
Now, investments are always a priority, but how can we then as a country improve investor confidence and see the growth in foreign investments in this country this year? Seemingly at the back of the President's statement that we need a radical economic transformation in the country.
I think what is key for government, it has been the regulatory and policy certainty. We've been engaging with investors over the past year, and one of the issues that they've raised with us is it's very important that we finalize the outstanding legislation which has been put out there. One of them is the MPRDA bill, which is the Minerals and Petroleum Resources Development Act bill, and also including the mining charter. The bill has been referred back to Parliament by our state president, and we are pleased with the progress that has been made through Parliament. In fact, it passed through the National Assembly last year. It's currently through the NCOP processes where there are consultation at the provinces, and we're being assured that there is effort that is being put to at least by June this year we finalize it. The mining charter is indicated. There has also been extensive engagement. In fact, we're looking at finalizing the document by the end of March this year.
Now, you're talking about the Mineral and Petroleum Resources Development Act, the amendment bill thereof, which was sent back. What are some of the concerns there? Because the President did indicate that it will not have that constitutional muster that we're looking for.
I think those are the issues that the Parliament has looked at, and also the National Council of Provinces, that is the NCOP, will also be looking at. They're engaging with the state law advisors to make sure that all the issues that have been raised by the state president His Excellency Mr. Zuma dealt with. And also one of the issues that was raised to the President was the consultation process. One of them was with the National House of Traditional Leaders, which took place as well through the PPC, or our Portfolio Committee on Mineral Resources process. And there'll be further engagement through this NCOP with all the affected parties to ensure that we respond to the issues that our state president have raised.
Now, safety in mining has always been a huge issue, with the case in point being the Lily mine. How will these issues be addressed, and will the new 3D digital mapping and other technologies not aid in this regard, or is it more perhaps the lack of upkeep and maintenance from the mines that is leading to accidents within the mining industry?
The health and safety of the mine workers remains of utmost importance to us, as Minister has clearly indicated before. Although we've been having some improvement on both the fatalities, injuries and diseases, we are still greatly concerned with the continued loss of life in our sector, and more specifically by the repeats, what we call the repeats, but the same causes. That is rockfalls, transport related, and the general type of accidents. So we are working together with the sector. We're looking at the research. We are looking at implementation of the legislation, because in some of the cases it has been a challenge. We are also looking at the skills development. I think it's very important that all the workers are properly trained to respond to all the health and safety standards that they might be exposed to, and then they must also be given an opportunity to respond to those health and safety standards. So we came up with legislation to enable the workers to withdraw from unsafe working areas. So I think in terms of the Lily mine incident, as Minister has previously indicated, it is a very tragic incident. In fact, it's an unprecedented accident within our democracy. Minister is currently at the mine. He'll be addressing communities and the workers regarding the current status. So we'll continuously working together with the mine and also the labor to deal with those issues. But generally on health and safety, we are going to continuously also work together with business and organized labor to pull together to ensure that every mine worker returns from work unharmed every day.
DG, there's a lot more questions, but unfortunately we run out of time. That was the Director General, David Msiza. He's from the Department of Mineral Resources, chatting to us in our Pretoria studios.